Hello again. What I'd like to show you today is how to make brass for an old 43 Mauser from 300 Winchester Magnum brass. Now here's an original 43 Mauser, and as you can see it's a rimmed case, and for some reason they have kind of a bevel on the edge of the rim. I'm not exactly sure why that is. It may be to facilitate the model 7184. I'm not sure. I've never seen one of them. The model that I have is an old single shot model 71. In any event, this is the original cartridge, what it looks like, and here is one comparable beside it, made with 300 Winchester Magnum brass. So I'll go through the steps. The first thing that's got to be done is you have to take the belt off of the bottom of the 300 Winchester Magnum brass. Now I've got a small lathe, so I usually do it on my lathe, but I set up a jig here to show you how it can be done on a drill press. Most fellas have a drill press, and not everybody has a lathe. A woodworker's lathe would work as well. So what I've got here, it's just a plastic block clamped to the table, and there's a grease fitting here in the center. It has a taper on it, which is going to keep the brass centered at the bottom. And then there's just a little post, a little metal post on here to act as a tool holder when you're cutting off the belt. Now, the cutting tool, all I've done is that I've ground an old file to a knife's edge with the proper clearances on it, so that I can use it as a cutter, basically the same as a wood turner does when he's turning wood. So what you need to do, of course, you need to decap your brass, and I've done that with an old Lee decapping tool. And if you don't have a Lee decapping tool, it doesn't make any difference. You can decap it in any way that you have the facilities for. And then you just need a small rod or a dowel or something that'll fit in the neck, because you're going to grip the neck in the drill chuck and you don't want it to collapse. So I decap with this tool, and I just use the tool in the drill press. Now I'm going to get in the way of the camera, I'm sure, when I'm putting this in here, but it'll just take a minute. So I'm tightening it up on the neck. We're not going to use the neck. The neck will be cut off after anyway, so you can't really hurt it. And then I turn it down onto the so that the grease nipple is fitting in the empty primer pocket. And on most drill presses, they've got a little adjustable guide on them. I don't know if you can see it or not. No, it's up above. Here, I'll just move the camera. Most drill presses, they've got a guide for the quill to stop the quill from turning. And I just took the knot off of it, and I tighten it up once I get it down into position. And then that way it'll remain firm there while you work. You want to try and get just the belt off. You don't want to try and scratch the upper portion of the case. And you'll find that the brass is not always concentrically made. That doesn't seem to really matter. There, that one's done. We'll take it out of there. The primer pocket is not necessarily centered like you would think that it should be. So now here, the belt has been removed. If you're doing it on a lathe, you only need to take about 20 thou off of there. Now I just did a fast job on this one. A person can rub a file on it a little bit to make it a bit smoother if they want. But anyway, that's the basic idea. Simple enough to do if you have a drill press. just with a grease nipple in it could be a wooden board, it could be a piece of metal. I happen to have some plastic, so that's what I used. So now, once the belt is off, I'm going to move the camera here over to the reloading bench. And we got the same piece of brass that we were just working on. Now, of course, you have to size down the neck, and because you don't have a large rim on here anymore, you have to make this brass fit in the gun and have it stop on the shoulder of the neck. Now, I don't know how this would work in the repeating models. This old single shot, it works just fine. So I'll just show you quick how to do it. Any sizing die that you've got that this happens to be a homemade one, that doesn't matter. If you've got a factory made one, it doesn't make any difference. Now I've sized the neck, and I purposely left it a bit too long to demonstrate, if I can, what happens here. Now, the bolt will not close easily there. So what I've done, of course, is just by trial and error, set the die at the proper height to get that shoulder at exactly the right length. And here, see, it's still a little bit too tight. One more time will do it. There we go. So now your neck is sized, your brass fits the gun properly. Guess I should have maybe pushed it down just a little wee bit more. It was a bit snug. And actually what happened was I left just a little bit too much of the rim here, so that's something you got to be careful of, to get all of that belt off of there. Now, what did I do with my other? Here we go. So the next step is to trim off the neck. And once you've got the neck trimmed off, you can cut it off with a hacksaw, you can cut it with a pipe cutter, or you can use a Lee tool, as I do in the drill press. I've got a Lee case trimmer that I put in the drill press, and I just zip them down that way. Whatever tools you have at hand, you can use. And then now, of course, once you've got it done this far, then you need to fire form the brass to open up the old neck. And I put it in a socket in the drill press and just heat it up, quench it to anneal it. A small load of a very fast pistol powder in the bottom, filled up with, on top of that, cornmeal, and a small wax plug or a plug from a hot glue gun. And when you touch that off, your case will open up to be the correct nominal size for your 43 Mauser. Then it's just a matter of trimming the case to the exact right length and loading as normal. Anyway, I hope this is helpful to some of you who like to work with the old firearms. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.